we're going to take this test, and I'm going to read it to you, and you're going to circle the Garfield that how you feel the best, okay? So this is the happiest. This one's pretty happy. This one's eh. And this one, he's not happy, okay? So here's the pencil. How would you feel writing a letter to the author of a book you read? Would you feel really happy, or really bad?
Circling?
Please, and thank you, sir. How would you feel if you wrote about something you have read or seen? Happy, okay, or How do you feel writing a letter to a store asking about something you might buy there? Really happy, or ugh? Which Garfield would you choose? We're right here, this one. It's okay, baby. Okay. How would you feel telling and writing why something happened? So if I told you to write how something happened, how would you feel? And there's no wrong answer. Would you feel about it? You'd feel happy? Okay. Alright, we're going to do another page of it. How do you feel about spending free time reading? So like when you're at home, instead of doing like video games, how do you feel about spending free time reading?
Sometimes
It makes you feel kind of happy? How would you feel keeping a diary? Like a journal? I know you keep a journal. That's good. How do you feel writing poetry for fun? Do you ever write poetry?
I don't know what that is.
Okay, we'll skip that one. How would you feel writing a letter stating your opinion about a topic? So, how would you feel? Good, I'm glad. How do you feel if you were an author who writes books? Okay. How do you feel if you had a job as a writer for a newspaper? How do you feel about becoming an even better writer than you already are? How do you feel about writing a story instead of doing homework? How do you feel about writing a story instead of watching TV? There's no wrong answer. How would you feel writing about something you did in science? Because remember, we've learned about light energy, sound energy, the sun. How would you feel writing about something you did in social studies, like when we learned about Thanksgiving and Squanto? Would you feel happy? How do you feel if you could write more in school? So if we let you write more, how would you feel? You would feel happy. I know you like to write. Okay, almost done. How would you feel about writing down the important things that your teacher says about a new topic? So if we talked and I said, write notes about how you feel, which Garfield would you be? How do you feel about writing a long story to a story or report in school? Good, okay. How do you feel about writing answers or questions in science or social studies? How would you feel about writing the answers to questions? Yeah. How do you feel if your teacher asks you to go back and change some of your writing? How do you feel? Like when I say, we need to fix this, how do you feel? Okay. That's like, there is no wrong answer. How do you feel if your classmates talked about making your writing better? So if someone gave you suggestions to fix it, how would you feel? Yeah, because suggestions are always good, right? Okay. How would you feel writing an advertisement for something people can buy, like a commercial? I love commercials. How do you feel keeping a journal for class? So if I said, let's have a class journal today, how would you feel about that? How do you feel writing about things that have happened in your life? So things like memories, birthday parties, how would you feel about writing like that? Okay. How do you feel about writing about something from another person's point of view? So what if you wrote a story from my point of view? How do you feel about writing like that? How do you feel about checking your writing to make sure that you have written and that your spelling words are correct? Because we want our spelling words right, don't we? How do you feel, let me see, if your classmates read something you wrote, how would you feel? How do you feel if you didn't write, how would you feel if you didn't write a lot in school? Would you feel happy, sad, eh? Okay. Now, we're going to borrow Cody's folder. Thank you, sir. Let's say our vowels. A.
E, I, O, and U.
A.
E, I, E, A, E.
Y can say I
as in fly.
E as in happy, or I as in June. A-R says
R.
A-R says R.
O-R says
or. O-R says or. E-R says her.
I-R says
first. And U-R says nurse. Good job, Jonathan. Let's do our blends and digraphs.
Bull,
Cool.
full, bull, soul, pull, tool, burr, cur, der, fur, gur, purr, tur, sing,
Spa. Sta. Swa.
swa,
Wa.
wa,